Thousands of people are still without power after that deadly storm hit Ottawa more than a week ago. The city gave an update today. Let's turn to the CBC's Krystalle Ramlakhan now for the details on that update. Krystalle, what's the latest?
Omar, while 95% of Hydro Ottawa customers have electricity, about 8,000 are still without power. This is 10 days after the major storm. The utility says there are still hundreds of small outages. Those are in some of the hardest hit neighborhoods. And the president of Hydro Ottawa says he's heard the frustration from people who don't know when their power will come back on. He says crews are working long shifts, up to 16 hours sometimes, to get that done.
I appreciate the frustration. We're frustrated with it as well. We'll assess this after the fact to try to figure out how we can improve it. But that's where we are at the moment. The last thing I ever wanted to do and would ever want to do, based upon 10 years, 11 years in this job, is make promises that we can't keep. There's nothing more frustrating than telling somebody your power will be on at 3 o'clock and it not coming on before 3 o'clock. No one builds infrastructure to survive 190-kilometer-hour winds. It's as simple as that. It would be prohibitively expensive, and it's just not something that's done. So we can agree to do all the different things that we need to do, and we can harden our infrastructure as we obviously need to do. But that's where we are right now. And again, our priority, we're not going to stop. I mean, you said it was a marathon or a journey. The journey is far from over.
The city says some roads are still closed due to downed wires and debris, and some intersections are still not working. The city says their cleanup efforts have made major progress this past week. It says it cleared more roads this past weekend, and more than 53 tons of food waste has been collected by the city through a green bin blitz and organic waste locations that were opened.
We've made significant progress over the weekend working with hydro partners to be able to both reopen some of the roads that were closed last week. I was reporting that there were about 40 roads that were still closed because of wires and downed trees. That number is down to 20, and we expect to continue to make progress this week. In terms of the intersections, as Mr. Mayor indicated, we've gone from 700 that were not operational down to 20, and we expect that those will come back online as power is restored to those areas. And as much as possible, we're going to be providing generators, especially during peaks, for those intersections.
The city says it has 4 community service hubs that are focused on providing long-term support for residents in affected areas. And city officials say the major concerns are food security, mental health, and necessities like batteries. And Omar, we also heard from Mayor Jim Watson on what he'd like to be covered in a post-mortem, things like whether generators should be required for apartments and gas stations, as well as improving the power outage map.
Okay, thanks a lot for that update, Krystalle. That's Krystalle Ramlakhan reporting for us tonight.
Thanks so much.